What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Trucker Jim, and today we're going to talk about income, trucker income, asking the question, can a company driver make $80,000 a year? Some do, some don't. Which camp are you going to be in?
Come with me now. Go with me now. I'll take you down. Go with me.
Even though I currently stand in Florida, I'm on what's called the Texas fleet. I predominantly go from the Carolinas to Laredo, Texas. I picked this account for the income potential, but $80,000. Drivers, do you know what you need to do to make $80,000 a year if you're on mileage or something other than salary for $80,000 a year? Well, here's the math I recommend using. Do not use 52. That doesn't allow any buffer room, any time off, any time for unexpected, because what we're going to figure up is a weekly average. So let's use 50. So if we take $80,000 divided by 50 weeks, that comes to $1,600 a week. Bing, bing, bing. There you go, truck drivers. If you want to make 80 grand a year, you need to average $1,600 a week. Well, what's it take to do $1,600 a week? Well, it depends on if you're a 9 to 5 or 5-day kind of guy, or if you're running your 70 clock out. But as far as what the daily average breaks down to for working a full week, is about $267 a day. There you go. If you want to do it in 5, you need to make $320 a day. Now, on these numbers that we're using, it's just gross because everybody's in a tax bracket. Everybody's got a different child support amount, benefits coming out. So we're not going to get all into net. But if we do have time at the end, we will talk about a way that you can pay less taxes and bring more income home. But now we're going to take a look at some driver positions that are available right now here at NFI that do have the potential where a driver should make over $80,000 a year. And these positions vary, and the driver responsibilities and daily activity vary. Some of these involve touching freight and unloading. Others, like here on the Texas fleet, is mostly drop and hook with the occasional live load. So today, being at a tire store that takes forever to unload, I'll get a little extra detention pay. Detention pay will be part of my pay, which detention pay, I really don't ever count it or bank on it. It's just extra money that shows up on the paycheck. Because if it was up to me, I would not be detained. But hey, it allows me time to make this video, so it's cool. Now, all of these driver positions I'm going to show you, you can find yourself at drivers.nfiindustries.com. If you're watching this video the first week that's up, this is the first week of October, we just finished the third quarter of the year. And here's what it breaks down to, truck drivers. If you're not at a $60,000 year-to-date income at the end of September, you are not on track to make $80,000 a year. It's 20 grand a quarter, $1,600 a week. It's what it takes. That's the math. So, with all that said, let's hop inside. But I've got a few screenshots already prepared for you guys that are looking for a new truck driving home where you can make $80,000. Come on inside. Are you ready, truck drivers? Now, I'm not going to be covering the entire country and every position that's available here because there's just too many. There are 248 company driver positions and 46 owner-operator positions currently. The web address to go to is drivers.nfiindustries.com. You can search by zip code, city, customer. All the job listings are going to have the recruiter's contact information if you have more questions. So let's get started. Texas. Now, this was originally set up as an owner-operator gig, but Texas is booming, people. We're in the process of securing our own terminal, which will be a transfer facility that's open 24 hours a day. So that is exciting. I'm not going to talk a lot about the owner-operator opportunities since I have not personally done that, but there are company positions for the Texas fleet. Got a pretty good hiring area, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas. There is currently a $2,500 sign-on bonus. If you like long runs, you'll love Texas. Elvis and I used to call it the best run in trucking. The money adds up pretty good on the Texas fleet, but that balance of home time and income, well, it's leaning a little more towards the income. To do Texas right, this is not an out and back every week type of gig. If you're wanting every week home time, regional or one of the dedicated accounts would be better. Another OTR position here at NFI seems real interesting to me. It's pods. You know those storage containers you see? There's locations all over the country, and the hiring areas all over the country for the pods account. That is a flatbed account, but there is no tarping. It's pretty simple, just strapping down pod container. If you want to see the country and stay out for a few weeks at a time, pods could be a good fit. Now, many of you may be at the point that I'm kind of at myself, that you really don't want to live in a truck anymore and do the on-the-road thing. Maybe being out for a week at a time, but really what sounds better is being home every day. Am I right, truck drivers? All right, let's talk about some trucking jobs that has the good balance of home time and income that should be able to make over $80,000 a year. Okay, Heaven Hill, this is out of Bardstown, Kentucky. I spent a little time up there last year. This is a cool account. It's booze, people. Bourbon. Within view of the shipping docks, you see the storage warehouses that they keep the barrels of bourbon in. There's black stuff all on the side. But this is an account that goes to the Northeast, the Midwest, and the Southeast. That's home weekly, average of $1,600 a week. And if that's what they're saying in their advertisement, somebody that wants to make more will make more. You do not have to live in Kentucky to work on this account. It has a pretty big hiring area and also is coming with a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Rebecca is a recruiter. Her number is right here. Take a screenshot of it. All right, here's one in Iowa, which is a bakery. Bread accounts have one of the higher averages in the industries for company drivers. They're lowballing the averages on here. This is a sought-after account, and there's one in Iowa available right now. This isn't going to last long. Recruiter's info is there. Walmart accounts. We all know you can make over $80,000 working on Walmart. Well, NFI has several Walmart accounts. Here's one that's in Indiana. Currently has a $5,000 sign-on bonus. This is at home at least weekly, probably a time or two during the week. I'm not going to show all of these, but there's a lot on the East Coast. Big Lots is a new account. Target is an account. These are the type of trucking jobs you can make over $80,000 a year with. Now, you're going to see a lot of these requires experience, a year, maybe 2 years experience. So if you're a new driver or looking to get your CDL, where are you going to get started? Many people like myself have to start out with a mega carrier, doing team driving, out for months at a time. Well, if you live in Indiana, the Audi account will train you. And man, are you going to get some training, because the Audi account involves more than driving, but you can make over $80,000. I'm not saying you're going to do your first year out of the gate, but on paper, you could. If you'd like to see more about the Audi account, I made a video last year. I spent about 5 weeks working on that account. And for the first few days, I absolutely hated it because I had stuff turning over and I was picking up eggs. It really, really sucked. Once I learned to load my truck and secure everything properly so I wasn't spending a lot of time picking up turned over things, it really started being a lot of fun and I enjoyed it. There is another Audi location that's in Virginia, and then there's a Trader Joe location in Daytona, Florida, and then there's others I haven't taken a closer look at. If you want to look up everything, go to the website. It's drivers.nfiindustries.com. Contact information for your recruiters are on there, so you can reach out. But if you're tired of OTR, guys, tired of spending your whole life on the road looking for something we call local, which usually the money sucks on local driving day cabs, but there are accounts under NFI's umbrella that maybe you can find your good fit. That good fit of home time and pay. There's a few beverage, beer, grocery, retail, depending upon where you're at, ports, but have your TWIC if you're going to work the port. And we are not in Florida anymore, or Georgia for that matter. I am back in the Carolinas. But let's finish this video. We're asking the question, can a company driver make $80,000 in a year? We know some do, and you know some don't. Now, we've covered a few accounts that should be able to produce over $80,000 for you. They're all not the same. Some are more mileage based, others stop pay is a big factor. And if there's loading, unloading type of stuff, that's part of the pay plan. Myself, I have traditionally been more of a road warrior and taking advantage of cents by the mile and making those miles add up. So let's take a look at some of my pay. My most recent check I got on October the 1st. And October 1st is a great time to do this because this marks the beginning of the fourth quarter and the end of the third. I'd mentioned earlier in the video, if you're not at 60 grand year to date at this point in the year, you are not on track for 60 grand. And that's true. You got to make 20 grand a quarter. And if we look at this, my gross pay was a little over $1,700, so boom, exceeded $1,600, and the net pay was only $1,083. And that's the reason why we're going to focus on gross. It's more of an apples to apples comparison because everybody's deductions and tax situation is not going to be the same. Hence, most of you may not have $242 coming out a week in child support. I probably save for retirement more than most of you. Now, this video's went a little longer than I intended, but I'm going to share that tax tip that I'd mentioned at the beginning. I used to call this per diem. NFI, for some reason, calls it subsistence. But you'll notice on this week of earning a little over $1,700 that I have $462 of subsistence. What does that mean? Well, guys, it's basically the same thing as per diem. If we do the math, it equates to $66 a day that you spend out on the road in the truck. In this case, I spent all 7 days, so that's $460 of subsistence. Now, that is not income. What that is subtracted from your income, so it affects your taxable income. How you think I made over $1,700 and only paid $81 in federal tax when I'm single? Now, you drivers that are delivering groceries and beer and home every day, you're not going to see that on your paycheck. That is not for drivers that go home. That is not for local drivers. That is OTR drivers. It's a little perk. And that makes a pretty big difference. It may not help you if you're trying to buy a house, but you can actually just explain what subsistence is. You'll get credit for that income because you are getting paid that income. You're just not getting taxed on that income. Like when we take a closer look to mine, it has my year to date as $49,000 worth of income. Hold up, wait a minute. That means I am not on track for $80,000. But hold on, my friend, not so fast. There's substance to this conversation. And subsistence adds another $13,000. So the actual income earned at this point in the year after 3 quarters is a little over $63,000. So, unless I start slipping, I should be over 80 by the end of the year. Let me know what you think about a truck driver making $80,000. Is that chump change? Is that good money? What's your opinion? Are you going to be over 80? If not, and you are not in your good fit, you may want to consider NFI. There will be a link to that job search tool that I showed you in the video so you can check out what's available in your location. Their phone number, email is on there. My email is below if you'd like to reach out to me a little more personally than in the comment section below. Then by all means do so. But guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. But until then, be safe out there and keep on trucking.
Everybody going through a little something, something. Sing a little song with a guitar strum.